It's been 1,000 years since the last egg. It has been 2 days. It has been exactly 2 days. Give me like 2 seconds. Hold on. All right. For real this time. Egg. 2,000 years? No, it's been 2 days. Okay. I have spoiled you. You have been spoiled. I streamed almost every day last week. And then now everyone's thinking that this is the standard. 3,000 years? You're just making up numbers. Now. Fried egg the 13th. Oh yeah, today is spooky day. You know what that means? It means that this month started on a Sunday. Means it started on a Sunday. Egg. All right, let's change the music so that I do not fall asleep. 1 second. I hope that is an appropriate volume. There we go. Yes, Iggy, take responsibility for your actions. Yeah, this is like how like if you're like, you know how they tell people like if they go to the store with their kids how they shouldn't get everything that their kids ask them for. I'm like, yeah, you can't just come back because the eggplants asked me to. What the heck are those YouTube emotes? I don't know. Tell your friends to watch Eggy so that I can get the necessary amount of watch hours to get YouTube partner. So that we can have our proper custom Eggy emotes here. Eggy-chan, Eggy-chan. Hello. Good morning, Jake, and good morning, Penis, and good morning, Punk Asian, and good morning, Defens, and good morning, Roger. Yeah, you complain about always being in sleepwear on YouTube, and now we can't change it. I think you like being dressed for EP time. Well, it's because it's the morning stream. I mean, I guess almost all my streams are morning streams, but like, this isn't a special occasion. I can be in pajamas, that's okay. You know, it's different. It's different when I choose it, you know? It's like different when I choose my outfit versus when everybody else chooses it. Yeah. Egg. But, yeah. No, I did not stream for the past 2 days. I was doing other things. Like, like being awake at 1 in the morning, which to be fair, I guess I was doing anyway. But, you know when I say, okay, I need to go out and have things happen, like, so that I can have things to talk about on stream. So an interesting thing happened. It wasn't really a good thing or a bad thing. It was just kind of a strange thing. So my grandma has this device. She has this device that it's like this button. Oh, actually, before I keep going, is the volume of the music good? I was watching back my Deltarune VODs the other day, and I'm like, oh no, my game audio is super quiet. So I'm assuming, is this a good volume? Sorry. Yeah. How dare streamer not stream every day? Unbelievable. I can't believe she has other things going on in her life. Unbelievable. But, okay. I hope the music is a reasonable volume. It's fine? Okay. Music seems fine? Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't too loud, because I said it a little louder than usual. Because again, after watching back my Deltarune VOD, I'm like, oh no, everything's too quiet. It's all too quiet. Okay, so my grandma has this device. On with the story. My grandma has this device. It's like this button that she can push. Like, she keeps it with her all the time, except when it's charging. And she will push it if she's ever, like, if she has a fall or any kind of like health emergency, she can push it and help will be sent. But the thing is how this button works is when she pushes it, it doesn't just like instantly call 911. When she pushes it, it calls the house, right? It calls the house, and it calls the house a couple times. And if nobody picks up, then yeah, life alert. Yeah, it calls the house, and if nobody picks up, then they send emergency services, right? The problem is that lately, there's been an issue with the button where I don't know if it's broken or if there's some tech issue. It's been registering presses that did not happen. Like, the other night when it went off, because it went off a few nights ago too, it will be late at night, and usually my grandma puts it in like the charging dock next to her bed when she's not using it, or like, well, she's still using it technically, but like when she doesn't have it with her at night, right? So it's not like she's lying in bed and like rolls over it and it like accidentally presses the button. Like it is straight up out of her grasp or out of her hands, you know? Like it is in the charging dock. And she will, basically what would happen is that the button would somehow get triggered and then they would call the house. But the thing is that like they would call the landline, which I don't pick up the landline usually. I pretty much never pick up the landline. Mostly just because I'm like, these are all calls from my grandma. Like nobody who calls me, nobody who needs to reach me is going to reach me through the landline. They're all going to reach me through the cell phone number because that's like the number I enter and everything, right? So I don't pick up the landline because I'm like, this is her stuff, right? And also too, this was late at night. So I'm like, I don't think anyone's calling us this at like 1 a.m. This is probably a spam call, right? So I didn't pick up. And then emergency services showed up. Because the other thing too is my grandma, who usually would pick up these calls, she doesn't put her hearing aids in at night. So I don't pick up because I'm like, these are not my calls. And my grandma doesn't pick up because she doesn't hear the phone ringing. So yeah, the phone rang a couple times and then yeah, it was like 1 a.m. and emergency services showed up and they're like, yeah, we got a life alert call. Is everything okay? And then I like go check on my grandma in her room and she's just chilling. She's just like reading a book. Just reading a book. And she's a little confused. So yeah, that's something we'll have to get sorted out. Yeah, it's almost like no one cares about the game is here for egg. Yeah, but like I want my streams to look, you know, polished. I want my volume levels to be regulated. The phantom press. Yes, the ghost pressing the button while it's in the charger. I don't know, but this is like the second time this has happened. I mean, the first time around, emergency services didn't show up. But because the thing is too, is it calls my aunt as well. I think because she's like a relative that lives nearby. So it doesn't just call emergency services, it also calls my aunt. And I think that was what happened the first time around, was like my aunt ended up picking up. But yeah, this time my aunt did not pick up. And yeah, the fire department showed up. I mean, at the very least, it was the fire department. Because apparently we were told, like what the fire department guys had told me, it was like, yeah, we're always going to send some emergency service to come like assess the situation. So it's either going to be an ambulance, police, or fire. So I don't know. I'm just glad it was like fire and not police, because I feel like that would have been scarier if it was just like a bunch of officers showing up at like 1 a.m. As a former emergency services member, I offer you a formal freak you. I want to sleep. I don't want to knock on a random door for nonsense. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't know that was going to happen. It wasn't my fault. It was the button. The button broken. Button going off when nobody pressed it. I mean, I'm sure that this situation probably happens. Like every once in a while. I imagine it's probably not unusual to have like either a button that gets like pressed by accident or malfunctions, I guess. Pick up the phone. I didn't know. I'll pick up the phone next time. If it happens again, I'll pick up the phone next time. Also, it was upstairs. The phone is far away from my room. So it's like close enough that I can hear it, but absolutely not close enough that I would be able to like I would probably, if I tried to pick up the phone from here, like if the phone rang now and I had to run to go get it, like I'd probably fall down the stairs. I'd probably trip and fall down the stairs, and then you'd actually have to call the ambulance for me. Like, pick up the phone, she can't hear you at night. Well, okay, here, I don't know. I don't want to pick up for spam calls, and I also, if it is a serious thing, then like I want her to be the one to hear it, you know? Um, yeah, a fire truck visited my house when my house alarm accidentally went off and no one answered the calls from the home security company in the past. Yeah, well, I think there is a problem. I remember, like, hearing a story a while back about a guy who was, like, lost at a national park for, like, 2 days. And it turns out, like, that, like, the rescue services had been trying to reach him, but he just didn't pick up because he didn't recognize the number, so he just assumed it was a spam call. I feel like this is going to be a huge issue in the future. I feel like this is gonna be a big issue going forward, just like in the world of everything. Cause like I don't pick up for any. I mean, I had this issue actually when I was job hunting, is I picked up for so many spam calls because, you know, when you've applied for companies and you're expecting them to call back, but you don't know what their number is, like I felt like I had to pick up every call, but then a lot of them were just nothing. I'm like, the millennial phone anxiety. Here's the thing, I don't hate talking on the phone. I just like don't want to pick up for spam calls, you know? Is it true that if you pick up for like one spam call, you're more likely to get more because they know that you're somebody who will pick up? But yeah, like, I don't know. When I worked at office and we had to call customers, very, very many of them would not pick up, and I totally understand. I totally understand. I completely understand why they wouldn't pick up. Hi, Eggy. Hello, Mads. Welcome. Yeah, like I 100% understand. Like, yeah, this is like a number you don't recognize, and that I don't think was listed on our website. Yeah, if it was important, they'd leave a voicemail. Usually we would, yeah, I would leave a voicemail if I had to call customers. But yeah, like I totally understand why people wouldn't pick up for us, because it's like, here's a number that's unfamiliar, that's not really listed on the company's website, and also they're telling me that I owe them money, so. Like, I totally understand why people would get, like, really not aggressive, but, like, I think the problem was that, like, the way our department was set up, like, I can totally understand why people would, like, get contacted by us and just assume they were being scammed. I totally understand why. Like, I get it. I fully get it. But I don't know, I think a lot of people just kind of, like, they went in assuming it was a scam, and then they would just be, like, very confrontational with us at, like, every step of the way. Yeah. I sometimes pick up and say nothing. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of those calls where it's just, like, nothing. Like, it's like you pick up and, like, there's nobody on the other end, they're not saying anything, and then they just hang up. Yeah, there's an insane amount of number spoofing these days. Yeah, usually also I like, Google numbers before, I Google numbers before I call back for anything, because I know if it's an actual place, then, like again, if it's a job I applied for, and it's, like, the actual company number and not just, like, an employee's cell phone, then, like, usually they'll be listed. But, yeah. If it's important, it is simply not. I am unimportant, thus do not have to endure such important things. I don't know, I'm just, like, I think that, like, email is a better way to do a lot of stuff, because at the very least, I feel like it's easier to verify an email than it is to verify a phone number, you know? Hello, friend. Good morning, baby. Because, like, an email, like, especially if it's a company email, is going to have, like, a domain, right? So, like, it's not going to be, like, you know, thing@gmail.com. You know, usually, I mean, I say this as somebody whose VTuber email is, like, NiceEggy@gmail.com, but, like, that's different. But, like, if you work at a big corporation and you're like, hi, I'm from big corporation, like, your email is probably going to be, like, something along the lines of name@bigcorporation.com, right? Or, like, I don't know, maybe like, department name@bigcorporation.com, right? So, like, I feel like it's a lot easier to verify emails just, like, on the spot without, like, a ton of knowledge or Googling, right? I feel like it's way easier to do that. But, Yeah, so that's an interesting thing that happened within the past few days. It was interesting. See, I can do interesting things. Anything else interesting that happened? I went to a park yesterday. I had a smooth. I had Mexican food yesterday. It was pretty yummy. Yeah, for anything official, the worst ways, in my opinion, are the order of text to calls, emails. Yeah, like, I feel like, yeah, text is definitely worse than calls because I feel like texts are even harder to verify. It's actually so funny. I had somebody, for a few years, in like 2018 to 2020, every year on my birthday, somebody would text me happy birthday. And it was not a number I recognized. And I would reply with, who are you? Or, this is a new number, who is this? And they would not reply. And then in the next year, they would say happy birthday to me again. They would just text me happy birthday. To this day, I still have no idea who that was. Let's see. Let me see. I also have this other number that's been texting me for several months. And it is very funny because this is a number that's trying so hard to scam me that they're just throwing everything they have at the wall. Like, the first text that they sent me was on August 25th, 2019. Like, again, they've been at this for years. The first one is from 2019. The most recent one is from May 28th. So, yeah, the first one is like, your cell phone has won $1 million. Please click our sketchy link. The second one, which they sent... Okay, so it looks like there was a gap. Okay, so the second one was in 2020, and it says, your card has been disabled for security. Please click our sketchy link. Then the third one is from later in 2020, and it's another one that's like, you won money, click our sketchy link. Then starting later in 2020, they have a whole bunch of ones that are like, hi, I'm attractive woman and I want to meet up with you. Click the sketchy link. So there's a couple of those. Like 3 in a row, 4 in a row, 5 in a row. Then it goes back to, you have won money. Like they're just throwing everything at the wall. And these are all coming from the same number, mind you. It's extremely funny. Like, they've been at this for 2020... Oh, wait, hold on. It looks like there was a gap between us, because after November 24th, 2020, then the next one after that was last month. So it looks like there was like a gap of several years. So it's like they stopped for a while and then they came back. I don't know why. It's extremely funny to me. And like, they've been trying new approaches since they came back too. Because after 2020, then after that, the next one is, we need your package is arriving. Please send us information. Click our sketchy link. You know, and then there's another one that's like, oh yeah, please click our sketchy link, or your package, which they don't specify which one it is, will be returned to sender. So like they're trying. It's not gonna work, but it's very funny how hard they're trying. Yeah. But yes, also good morning, Uphill and Kirby-Bit. I'm even worried about messing with scammers now because who knows if they're recording feeding my voice to an AI to scam my mom or something. Probably being paranoid, but you never know. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know. It's advanced. Well, what's the thing that they told? I remember hearing a story out of a news story in Japan, because like, obviously in Japan, like, phone scammers scamming old people is also a huge issue there. So the police have often like advised people to like have your like mother or like your older relatives come, if they basically come up with a question that only you would be able to answer, right? So the idea of like, okay, if you're really my son, then like, please answer this. And basically there was one lady who, she got a call from a scammer who was claiming to be her son, and she was just like, okay, if you're my son, then name every pretty cure. And then the scammer hung up. Like, I guess you can do that kind of thing of like, okay, if you're my kid, then like, I don't know, who is your VTuber Oshi? Yeah. I got one this week telling me they're gonna send me money. Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm not. I guess I know what scams is like. The whole thing is that like, if you're not falling, if you're not gonna fall for it, then like you're not their target anyway. Like usually the target is like somebody who would fall for it. But yeah. Unfortunately, I got scammed myself when Rogers had an outage for a while ago, and my EPS wasn't awake enough to think that the text was a scam. I'm usually change whatever I could once I realized. Yeah, I think I'm trying to think if I've almost fallen for one of those like PayPal phishing links. But I think it was mostly when I received one for the first time. You know, like those emails that get sent to you and they're like, X amount of money has been taken out of your PayPal account for thing you didn't buy. And then they want you to like click the link and it takes you to like a fake PayPal login. I almost fell for that. I almost fell for that before realizing that the fake PayPal login was not, because usually I had like autofill for like my PayPal login going, and then I realized that like the autofill was not, the autofill wasn't filling, and then I realized I'm like, oh, this is weird. No, something is wrong. I did know somebody who did fall for one of the PayPal ones though. Yeah. EGGY. But yeah, no, I wouldn't fall for it now. That was like the first time I ever received one, and I'm like, oh, what's this? Very peculiar. I feel like, again, if you receive something from PayPal, the answer is just to, like, log in and check if whatever they claim is there, you know? I feel like someone called, said they were my son, I'd be like, son, you're back from the dead? I thought you got hit by that train back in 48. Invent a son. Just be like, actually, I only have daughters. Actually, I don't have any children. Yeah, but, yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I've, like, almost fallen for. Again, most of it I feel can be verified, you know? Like, a lot of the ones that are, like, how do I say this? A lot of the ones that are like something that can be checked, right? Like they're like, money's been taken out of your bank account or your PayPal account or whatnot. Or like, here's a receipt for a thing you didn't buy. And I can usually just like go into my bank account and I can go into my PayPal account and I can check if those transactions are there. And then if they're not, then I'm like, you are not real. And then I can just move on with my day, you know? But yeah, going to AI Eggy voice to use for scam calls. No! Do not use me for crime. Although apparently that has actually been like, not necessarily a voice, but like, I don't know. I remember I was listening to this like entire podcast a while back about like this one like cam girl, pornography lady who got like her entire career completely like derailed because a bunch of scammers started using like her name and picture to do like romance scams. So yeah, she had like, you know, she was just doing what she was doing, and then now she's got like, she was starting to get these like guys showing up in her chat who were like, oh, please stop doing this, or like they would seem to be like more familiar with her, but she's like never seen these guys before. And yeah, also the second issue of like people Googling her name and now coming up with like nothing but scams, right? So yeah. Going to do yeah. Always make sure you do it on a computer with ad block. I was doing it on my phone when it happened. Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense too. Because yeah, a computer with ad block will be like, hey, this site's suspicious. You sure? Yeah. But yeah. My company does phishing attempts for training to my email, and the tactic is to create panic. The email was like, you added your phone to the company Wi-Fi. Click this link or you're fired. First of all, I work from home. This is my internet. Yeah. And like, I don't know. It's another one of those things where it's like, I guess maybe it would catch old people who aren't familiar with how it works, but like, I feel like my phone was already on the company internet. My phone was already on the work Wi-Fi. Like Like, I feel like that's a fairly normal thing to do for your phone. But yeah, I don't think my company did stuff like that. Or maybe they did and I just like didn't fall for it. But yeah, oh yeah, I was supposed to have a job interview. That's my other thing, that interesting thing that happened. I was supposed to have a job interview and then it didn't happen. It got postponed to next week. Yeah. Joke's on them, I don't answer any emails. I've never answered an email in my life. I am not contactable. If you need me for anything, try somebody else. Like, I remember one time HR did some like gift card giveaway and they had to send a second email to reassure everyone it was not a simulated phishing mail. Oh yeah, was it like, I don't know, because I guess it's one thing just to say like if you have something that's like you won at something, and then like have a like, I guess if it asks you to click a link, that automatically is like more suspicious. But oh yeah, I can see that happening definitely. But I don't know. I check my email. At least I do not receive spam call too often or spam email too often. Also, I don't receive spam Discord, phishing Discord stuff. I don't know. Like, I feel like I've been getting more like bot messages recently. I need to start blocking. I have this another, I mean, I'm assuming it's a bot. It's either a bot or it's somebody who's very socially incompetent, has been trying to message me on Discord for like several weeks now. But the thing is that like I haven't accepted any of their messages. But the thing is that like they're not saying anything. They've just been messaging me once every few days and being like, "Hi, hey, hey, hi, hi, what's up? You there? Hi, hey, hi, hey, hey, hi, 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 you there? You there? You there?" Like, it's been that for like several weeks in a row. And like, I'm assuming if it's a real person who was actually trying to reach me, they would have said something more substantial by now. Like, okay, actually, maybe this is just like general messaging etiquette, but like, if you DM me, don't ever just DM me hello, you know? I mean, don't DM just anyone hello, like just hello. 'Cause like, you know, the reason why we say hello when we answer the phone is firstly to make sure that like the other person can hear you before saying anything important, right? And also to make sure you have the right person. But you don't need to do that in messages. If you need to say something, just say like, "Hi, are you available next week?" Like you don't need to like wait for me to be there before continuing with the conversation, right? Like, I feel like this is just like general texting etiquette or like DM etiquette that I feel like is like this feels like it should be more well known, right? This feels like it needs to be more well known. Because I feel like if you get like just a message that just says hello, it either seems suspicious or it seems like foreboding, you know? I just got a Discord notification. Watch it be. I just realized my audio is doubled. Whoops. I'm so sorry. Here we go. I just got a Discord notification. Watch it be somebody saying hello. It was not. Okay. Oh, wait, no. Punk Asian in the EGGY Discord server. Hello, it's me, real NiceEggy, nice and good. Egg. Stream related. Yeah. Here we go. I hope the music is still at a good volume. I just realized it was doubled. I had two sources playing the music going at once. I'm sorry. I'll turn it up a little. Yeah. Never send anyone DMs unless it's for something specific. Yeah, usually. If you're in like a Discord server together, right? Like you can just like add each other. But yeah, I have so many coworkers that just say hello. Yeah, and then follow up with what they actually want for another half hour. Exactly. Because like it's like, okay, at worst, like it seems like it's either gonna seem suspicious or foreboding, you know? Like, it's like when, like, I feel like everyone's parents kind of do this, but I know my parents have also done this as well. Where I remember, I think it was like last December, my mom just texted me, please call me. And it was like, it was like, because like, it sounded important. It sounded important. And I got scared for a moment. And then no, it turns out she just was asking me like what my Christmas plans were. And I'm like, please put that in the original body of the message. Music's still good? Okay. Yeah, it's like, please, because like, again, if you just say hi, or please call me, or when are you available to chat, like, that, well, okay, maybe that third one less so, but like, it's foreboding. You don't want to do that. You don't want that. Like, it makes a lot of, again, it's like if your boss is like, please meet me in my office. It's the same kind of foreboding kind of thing where you're like, is this good? Is this bad? Am I getting promoted? Am I getting fired? Did I do something wrong? Did I do something right? Are you asking me about my coworker? Like what? Please elaborate. Please elaborate. Yeah. My boomer coworkers do that, like, when we get to the point. Yeah, exactly. Because, again, I understand why people do that, because that's how things always worked for telephones, right? Like, when you're speaking on the phone, right? Like, you pick up and you both say hello, and then, you know, you make sure that you're like, hi, is this Eggy? Like, basically, you make sure that, like, you know, you greet each other and you can hear each other before you actually move on to the actual meat of the conversation. But, like, you don't have to do that via text. They can see it, you know? Even when, after they've read it for the first time, they can read it again, right? Like, and they can read it at any time. You don't even have to be there. Hi, is this insert name here? Doesn't introduce themselves and why. Yeah. I mean, usually if they're like, hey, is this Eggy? I'll just be like, yeah. And then after that, they'll be like, hi, this is so-and-so from thing. Sorry, I'm drink water. Hi, what do you want? You dare speak to me? You dare speak to me at this hour? Yeah. Also, is my water drinking noises too loud? Sorry, I was like I was watching a VOD the other day because I wanted to make clips and such, and I'm like suddenly super self-conscious about every background noise, like just in general. Like, I'm like, the ceiling will creak, and I'm like, do they hear that? Or like, I take a sip of water, and I'm like, do they hear that? Or like, you know, I'll be too close to the mic, and I'm like, oh no, they're hearing all my mouth noises. Like I'm concerned that my audio is a little less polished than I thought it was. Is this company? No, this is Eggy. You know, nobody gets wrong numbers anymore. Nobody gets wrong numbers. I've seen too many movies. Someone's like, is this Jake? I'm always like, who's asking? Like I'm some mafia member. And why would the likes of you need to know? I didn't hear it. Can you drink your water louder? Good morning, Panos. No. I will not scuff my audio more for the likes of you. Because even like shifting around in my chair, I'm like, can they hear that? I think I tweeted about this, but on Wednesday I tried editing a VOD. Not a VOD, like a highlight. I took a highlight and I was trying to like edit it down to something more polished. And I'm like, do people watch me on purpose? Because once I cut down the VOD, I was like trying to cut out like things like silence, things like ums and uhs, stutters when I like start a sentence but don't finish it, or like if I read chat. Well, I mean, reading chat, that's normal, but like you don't need to have that in the VOD, right? Or like in the clip, right? If it's not relevant, you know? Because sometimes like if somebody like follows and I'm like, oh, thank you to so-and-so for sprouting, like stuff like that, right? And once I cut that out, it was like half the length of the original highlight. The original highlight was like 10 minutes, and it got cut down to like 5 minutes. It got cut down to 5 minutes, and I'm like, is this much of my stream just filler? It's just me going, yeah, and then just like dead silence for like 8 seconds. Yeah. Like, is that the Eggy stream experience? Yeah, if there was, I just kind of tuned out like keyboard sounds, so probably not noticeable. Oh, keyboard sounds. My keyboard is loud. Well, at least it's louder than I thought it was. Maybe it's just because when I was going through my Deltarune VOD, I realized that I had like the game audio too low, so that's why my like keyboard sounds. Because I feel like when I was playing, it's like keyboard ASMR. It's more keyboard ASMR than it is like actual gameplay. But like, I don't know, my mic, I can't put my mic further away from the keyboard without putting it further away from my face, which would, you know, have its own issues, you know? I'm here for the eggplant on screen and marketable plush Eggy. The Eggy Fumo. The Eggy Fumo. Yeah. When it's the big thermos thing, I hear it, but I was like, yeah, she's a human carbon-based life form. She requires water to live and is talking a lot. I guess. I mean, it's understandable, but like, I don't want it to be there all the time, you know? The authenticity of the Eggy stream. I mean, yeah, but like, I can be authentic and still, you know, not have weird stuff going on in my audio, you know? Hoi, good morning, Zully. Good morning. That's a podcast issue. In the far past, I used to host a podcast with a friend. Most of the editing was like that. Well, I imagine, especially if you're not reading off a script, right? Like, it's always going to be a little lumpy. Like, even if you watch clips of, you know, bigger VTubers or even like corporate VTubers, it's gonna be like that, right? Like, it's gonna be a lot of stuff cut out. Can you add a second mic pointed directly at the keyboard? Yeah, Panis hates when the audio sounds good. Like, yes, peak the mic. Yes, keyboard noises louder than you're speaking. Yes, make that BGM way too loud. I think you're tripping on nonsense. Well, okay, it's not, the thing is that it's not nonsense and I notice until I watch a VOD, right? Then I watch a VOD and I'm like, oh. Or even my own clips back. I'm like, oh. But, yeah, because I need to be on the clipping grind. I need to be on the clips grind. If I'm gonna be streaming, not every day, but if I'm gonna be streaming several times a week, I'm like, yeah, I need to be on the clips grind. I can't be on every day. I need to be on the grind. I need to be ground. I need to be ground into a fine powder that can be, I don't know, scattered into the wind. So that there's eggy particles everywhere now. I don't know where I was going with that. Can you add a third mic next to your computer fans? Yeah, can you add like a fourth mic on the floor next to your chair so every time you roll around it's like more audible? Gonna add another mic next to the ceiling so everyone can hear like all the ceiling creaks every time someone upstairs is walking. Yeah. Most VTubers I watch, I have very scuffed audio. I mean, to be fair, most of the people I know who have like really good audio are people who had like a background in like voice acting. Because like even like mic for singing, right? Because I feel like when it comes to singing, aside from like the gain, you don't record with the filters on, right? You record with like, you know, just the raw microphone and then you add all the unnecessary effects and stuff on top, right? So I feel like people who had like a background in voice acting, because I feel like that's, but also too, mixing audio for singing is also different from mixing audio for speaking, right? So yeah, I feel like the people who have good audio, it's all like VTubers who have like a background in voice acting because they all learn this stuff. Like they have to learn how to make their own voice sound good. And then everybody else is just kind of scrambling to figure it out. The Katamari clip got so popular. Yeah! I had a clip I posted the other day. What's the number? It's my first short to actually do any sort of well. Yeah, what's the number it's at? I checked this morning, it was at like 10K. It's at 11.9K. I wonder if me being live like boosts it or something. But yeah, a fifth microphone is at the stream. Ambient room noise VTuber. Yeah, it's a oh, a refresh. It's at 12.1K now. So yeah, that's the first clip. That's the first short I've ever put on this channel that actually like did well. Because all my shorts, I'm just never really sure what to do with shorts. It turns out, you know what I think it is? It turns out you actually have to use hashtags when you post shorts. Otherwise, nobody will find them. Because, like, I found that, like, because you know how, like, Twitter works now, where, like, if you put hashtags, it actually might make it your tweet harder to find. But, yeah, maybe it turns out you actually do need to put hashtags on shorts so people know, people can find it, and the algorithm knows how to sort it. Because I feel like TikTok was kind of... Well, I don't know what TikTok does now. I remember back in the day, definitely tags did matter. But it was also for, like, the sake of, like, you know, making sure people know what genre they're looking at. Yeah. YouTube Shorts algorithm rewards short people. Yeah, it's called YouTube Shorts because it's only short people posting there. If you're doing poorly, it might be because you're too tall. Hashtag FYP. Yeah. What was the point of that hashtag at all? I mean, I guess it's probably on TikTok. There was definitely some people just putting hashtags because it was like popular thing. It had nothing to do with what they were posting, but they're like, yeah, this is gonna put it on more people's pages. Remember when you're famous? I don't know. I'm not famous. Weirdly enough, I don't know what the usual, like, what is a normal, like, views to likes ratio on YouTube Shorts? Because, like, I definitely had, sometimes it would happen on TikTok where it's, like, I would get a ton of views, but, like, it would not be, like, I would not have, like, the expected amount of likes and comments. And this is, like, another situation where I'm, like, let me see. What is, like, the number of likes? Because this has 12.1K views, and it has 168 likes and 3 comments. And I'm, like, I don't know if that's, like, a proportionate number. To be fair, I imagine, like, shorts is probably one of those things that people watch very passively. Like, I imagine people probably don't hit the like on YouTube shorts as often as they would on other stuff. Like, it's not like a tweet, right? And I guess because it is a very short, people might be watching it over more than once. Like, it might be, like, the views might come from people looping it, but... You forgot to say like, comment, and subscribe. No, that's you can only say that in, like, long-form YouTube videos. There's no room in short videos. Like, comment, and subscribe. And smash that bell. Hashtag Chapo. Good morning, Faye. Like, comment, and subscribe. I need to, I'm gonna shame Faye right now. Because Faye messaged me, was it yesterday or today? With a message that was like, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it implied that maid outfits, like maid costumes, and Gothic Lolita were the same thing. The question was, have you ever worn a, what was it? Like, basically asked me something, it was like a question about like maid uniforms and Gothic Lolita that kind of like implied they were the same thing. And I was just like, it was like the world's biggest actually, or I'm like, actually, those are two separate things. They have similar elements, but they are very different. Actually. That was today, okay. Well, it's because I saw it this morning, but I didn't check the timestamp, so I'm like, I don't know if that was sent like last night or today. Yeah. Yeah. I have all notifs from people I like to watch, like you, for instance. Yay! Thank you for smashing the bell. Thank you for liking and subscribing and smashing that bell. Well, they have similar vibes, but they're not the same thing. The origin is completely different, okay? Do I need to do like a third Lolita fashion lecture? Do I need to do some more education here? Do we need some more education? Like, okay. So, Gothic Lolita and maid dresses. Do they have similar inspirations? Yes. Like, they both kind of come loosely from historical fashion, right? Like, it's a very modern interpretation of various mishmash of historical fashions, right? Like, neither of them take from any specific time period, right? Like, there might be some that lean more Victorian. There might be some that, Professor, may I be excused? No. There might be some that lean more Victorian, some more like Rococo. Some might be more almost like 50s housewife kind of, they're taking from a hodgepodge of historical clothing, but it's not attached to any one period, right? But I think the main difference, is that maid dresses they're kind of a staple of otaku culture, right? Because what do we associate maid dresses with when it comes to Japan stuff? Is usually maid cafes, right? Or even cosplay. It's very much like an otaku based thing, whereas Gothic Lolita comes out of fashion communities, right? That comes out of Harajuku, and it comes out of existing goth fashions, right? They have a lot of crossover because they're both things that involve frilly dress. And there definitely is some crossover. There's definitely some, every so often there will be a brand of Lolita that will release a dress that will be looks kind of like a maid dress, right? And there are definitely some maid cafes I've seen that have some very Lolita, specifically Lolita looking outfits, right? But again, there's crossover, but the origins are very different. And if you mix one with the other, if you show up to a Lolita meet in a maid dress, that is the number one faux pas of thing not to do, right? And if you run a maid cafe and someone shows up in you dress all your maids in Lolita dresses, then you don't have a maid cafe anymore. What you have is a Lolita fashion concept cafe, right? Yeah. Fashion collab with a maid VTuber. Panis, are you trying to peer pressure me into Takako collab? Are you trying to get the blonde woman collab to happen? VTuber stole maid clothing shortage. I don't know. Maybe I could have a maid Eggy outfit someday. I don't know if I would though. Maybe. I feel I already have one frilly dress. I don't know if I need a second frilly dress. The comment I said was Gothic Lolita maid dress, some unholy combination. Well, okay. The other thing too is that, again, a bit of history, at least for North American Lolita fashion communities, is that for the longest time there was a huge thing of PSA, cosplay, and Lolita are two different things. Because there was kind of a thing for a while, and this is something that I think only really happens in North America, just because of the way that people are exposed to the fashion in the first place. But, the crossover between people who like anime and people who like Lolita fashion in North America is almost a circle. In Japan, they're far more separate, right? There are definitely absolutely Lolitas who are otaku, but those are two very separate communities, right? But again, because for people in North America, they're whoa, this is a thing from Japan, and I like things from Japan, so they kind of just merge together, right? So the result was that a lot of North American Lolitas would have this very adverse reaction to anything maid looking that gets labeled as Lolita, because again, it's one of those things where it's this is not the same thing. This is a thing from anime. Is Eggy also cute today? Hello, Kudo. I hope so. I sure hope so. But yeah, instructions unclear, showing up with an inflatable Amoga suit. But yeah, basically there was a huge thing of do not show up to a meet in a maid dress. In fact, there was an entire, I think this is kind of worn off over time, but there was a huge thing of for a while wearing black and white together for North American Lolitas was considered kind of a faux pas, because it's not that they looked bad inherently, it's just that black and white was often associated with cheap maid cosplay, right? Yes, there was a lot of actual Lolita dresses that were black and white, and there were ways to coordinate it properly, but a lot of times the association of black and white outfits was so tarnished that people just like, they just discourage new people from doing black and white. I think that's changed now, because I think like now when you think of like a stereotypically like bad Lolita chord, I feel like the image of what that is has definitely changed. But yeah, that was definitely a thing back in the day. That and cat ears. Cat ears were another thing that were considered kind of a faux pas, but only in North America. Because again, the association with it was just very much tarnished, right? Because you have people who, again, found out about stuff through anime, and they would be treating it like cosplay, right? The bodyline maid dress. Yeah, like, that's some serious gatekeeping. Well, you have to understand that, like, it's a fashion, right? It's not a cosplay, and if you treat it as such, then it just kind of, like, muddies the water of what this is supposed to represent, right? So, yeah, like, again, these are things that I think outside of Japan, people don't realize how separate a lot of these things are. But, yeah, within Japan, it's like, yeah, these are very separate things. Like, this is an otaku thing, and this is, like, a fashion thing, and there's very little crossover. And, like, yeah. I feel like outside of Japan, because a lot of people find out about this stuff through anime, right? So they're like, this is my one window into this. So they kind of, you know, see it that way. But, yeah. The beauty of YouTube is I can speed up the stream to 2 times and truly embrace the gothic Lolita brain. It's not brain rot. I'm trying to be educational here. I'm gonna drink some more water. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it also comes down to, like, perception. Because I feel like that's another thing that I've seen. Yeah, for a long time I thought Gothic Lolita was super related to otaku culture. I mean, I think it's related to otaku culture in the sense that, like, people, like, otakus like how it looks because it is, like, girly and frilly and, you know, in the same way that, like, magical girl outfits are girly and frilly, right? But it's like, it's a popular aesthetic, but it's not necessarily, the origins of it are different, right? It's the same thing with, like, JIDAIK, right? Like, it's very popular right now to make, like, characters who wear, you know, Jidai look in fashion, or, you know, characters who are, like, the definition of JIDAIK. Like, it's popular right now. But to say that, like, Jidai and otaku culture are necessarily, like, linked is a bit of a stretch, right? Like, it's like in the same way that, like, you know, Westerners will draw goth girl, right? Because they're like, you know, people who are, like, nerdy will be like, I want to draw a cool goth girl. And it's like, it's not that, like, goth came from, like, nerd culture necessarily. It's just that, like, you know, it's a popular look. It's a popular aesthetic. It's a popular character concept, you know? Yeah, Eggy casually telling me my entire life has been a fashion faux pas. It's like, unbelievable. Hey, Egg, I heard you drink water. Panic. Ah! I should have muted. I have a mute button. I don't take advantage of it. Nah! But, yeah, within Japan, they're very separate. I think the other thing, too, is, and I see, like, even, like, Lolitas outside of Japan fall for this all the time, is I think sometimes people forget that, like, Lolita fashion, at least certain parts of it, are kind of supposed to be edgy. Like, I've definitely seen people fall into the trap, because, like, people know, well, I mean, I guess people are still falling into the trap for JIRAI all the time, where they're like, JIRAI is edgy? JIRAI is supposed to be counterculture? Like, and it's like, yeah, it always has been. Like, they'll be, like, surprised when, like, you know, they're like, a JIRAI girl making posts about how mentally ill they are, and they're like, yeah, always has been. that's the entire that's always been there, right? Like, that element's always been there. Good morning, hello Penbu. And I feel like it gets to be the same kind of for Lolita, because it's like, that's also, like, a very, like, you know, this is not a style worn by, I mean, nowadays I think the reputation has changed because your average Lolita is like a lot older. But like it's again, like in the past, it's like, okay, well this was a thing that was, you know, done by girls who are sad and insane. Like, doesn't include a giant pair of oversized scissors. I mean, not edgy to that extent, but like, you know, I think people kind of see how frilly and soft it is and kind of like get thrown off, especially for like more old school stuff that's like, yeah, at some point this was considered edgy, you know? Like, maybe the gothic side more so than like sweet Lolita, but like, you know, this was not considered like, you know, nice fashion for nice people, nice reasonable people, you know? But yeah. I don't know. I think, I mean, I guess it's just like one of those things where like the origins of a lot of fashion, especially if they've developed like on the Japanese internet or through like Japan specific events and such, I feel like a lot of sometimes the context gets lost because nobody has access to it. It's sweet and sour Lolita. Again, do we have to please consult the VOD for that I did like 4 years ago about Lolita fashion. Please consult it. Please consult it. I don't know what sour Lolita would look like. Cause I don't know, maybe because sweet Lolita is like, you know, pastels and fruit and dessert patterns and very cute and fluffy and, you know, dweemy. I don't know what sour would be. I wonder. Because I know that was like a thing for a while that people argue if it was a thing or not. People were trying to make bittersweet Lolita a thing, which is basically, I don't know, nobody had like a solid definition of it. Some people were like, oh, bittersweet is when you have like a sweet chord, but it's in like a darker color, like it's not a pastel. But then other people are like, oh no, bittersweet is like when you have like, if you try to mix like sweet and gothic, like you got like horror elements in your sweet. Nobody has a good definition of it, so it's hard to say if it was ever actually a thing. Maybe that would be sour Lolita. Or maybe the sour Lolita would be like sweet Lolita with like bolder colors, maybe. Like instead of like pastels, it's like, you know, very candy reds kind of thing. You have VODs? Yes. I have like, I uploaded my debut and I uploaded that one Lolita fashion lecture stream, and those I think are the only, I only have a handful of VODs from Twitch that are uploaded. I also have some like absolutely ancient VODs from when I first started streaming. But yeah. Bittersweet's when it's sweet Lolita and Jägermeister. I don't know. Like bittersweet wasn't really, it's hard to say if it was a thing. Historians are divided, you know? Like, some people are like, yeah, it was a thing, or it still is a thing, and other people are like, no, that's just sweet, but with a different color palette, or like, that's just, you know, that's just like sweet, but with some darker elements, like, debatable. I think the thing is just that, like, I feel like some of the attempts I've seen to try and mix sweet and gothic kind of just land directly in, like, Hot Topic territory, which, again, has its own charm, and I think I like that kind of thing more than I used to. But, again, I like, from a chord standpoint, I feel like sometimes it can look a little incoherent. But, again, that's, like, me nitpicking. That's me nitpicking. But yeah. But yeah, anyway, to come back down to it, maid dresses, not the same thing as Gothic Lolita. I have, however, worn both separately. I have worn maid dresses. Well, I've only done it once. Maybe I'll do it again someday. I think it was like 2019. I did like a maid cafe thing, because it was like, it wasn't even my school. It was like a school that I knew some people who went there, and they were like, "Oh, we have our cosplay club needs more volunteers to do the maid cafe, to run the maid cafe. So like, if you can fit into our maid dresses, that'd be great." And I could fit into the maid dress, so I did that. I was maid. Made Eggy real. Yes, made Eggy real. I don't think I could do it again, at least not for that specific cosplay club, because I cannot fit into the maid dress. I cannot do that anymore. But yeah, I think I looked really good. Cause like, not to brag, but I think I did better than I think I looked cuter than the other maids, because I had frillier socks, and I also had I had like a small petticoat that could fit under the maid dress, because the dress was too short to be used with any of my Lolita petticoats, but I had like a smaller like little tutu skirt thing, so I wore it under my dress, so my dress was a little poofier than everybody else's. Just saying. Yeah. Bittersweet to me, sadness mixed with love. No, I'm talking in terms of fashion. I think you might have missed the context. Hello, new to here. But yes, made Eggy real did happen at one point. I have many pounds to go before it could probably happen again, at least for that. I mean, I know I can always just buy a bigger maid dress. Like, I realize that's an option, but like, nah. I don't know. I feel like I would want to get like lately I've been into like the long maid dresses, like, you know, like the ones that are like ankle length or floor length, but they're like super wide. So like, it's like, yeah, your legs are covered, but when you spin, your dress goes real big. Or when you turn around, or like the fabric. I like when the fabric has some kind of like weight to it, you know? I like those kinds of maid dresses. So yeah, like when you spin, there's like some real gravity, physics are happening, and then you go wee. But yeah. I need to lose more weight before I get there. I don't know. I feel like I'm even more impatient with diets than I used to be. Because I feel like I used to be like, okay, I'll stick with this for a little bit. But then now I'm like, excuse me, it has been 1 week and I have not dropped 5 pounds yet. Excuse me? You want the opposite of the bodyline maid dress. Yeah. Because like, I mean, I feel like bodyline maid dresses, like the very like, the shorter ones or the ones made out of like lighter fabrics, I feel like they have their place. I just don't think their place is necessarily like, it doesn't really fit my style, I guess. Like it's very, I could see maybe for like an idol performance, or like if you had to dance, like I guess dancing in a long dress would be a little impractical. But like, yeah, in terms of like the aesthetic, I like the big long maid dress. I like when the dress is very long and very wide. Like, again, if I volunteered for a maid cafe and someone was like, please put on this short, light maid dress, I would still do it, but I don't know. Would I be good at, I don't think I'd be good at being a maid. I feel like you need to be, like, more high energy if you're gonna be in a maid cafe, you know? Like, I'm afraid that I can't commit to the bit. That is my fear. I don't know if I can commit to the bit. Because there's definitely some people who can commit to the bit. I just don't know if I'm one of them, you know? Like, you gotta be moe, and you gotta be good at drawing things in ketchup, which I don't know if I can do. I'm also notably bad at, like, carrying stuff. Like, I feel like I would probably try to bring someone's, like, latte or, like, their drink to them, and I would just, like, I wouldn't like trip and fall and spill it everywhere, but I would be trying to like move too fast, and like it would probably, the drink would go blah, 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 like it would slosh back and forth, and like, you know, 1/4 of it is missing by the time it gets to the table. I feel like that would probably be the Eggy maid experience. Sure, if you're not maid, then what is your theme? I'm Eggy. I'm egg. Look in my eyes. Look in my eyes. This isn't maid. This is pajamas. This is pajamas. What do you want about? I've never been a maid. I'm not a maid. Some people are into clumsy maid. I mean, I know that I would probably, I don't know what archetype I would fall into. I guess I can be glasses maid. Nurge maid. Like I wear glasses and trip over my dress. I feel like that would just be like, do my glasses have to fall off my face for like for the image to be complete? Do I have to trip and like my glasses just like I end up with my glasses like halfway down my face and I'm just standing there with like a clueless expression on my face? And I'm like, I know, Goshijin sama, moi cute. We need an actually made. Yeah. Actually. I do the little pointer finger up. Actually. Lazy maid based on how messy your room is. No! Failure maid. Failure maid. What is your appeal? Failure! Nerdy librarian? I don't know if I'd be like librarian, but... Maid, please clean this. Do it yourself. Nah. I mean... I feel like if I was working in an establishment, because I can keep things clean at work. It's just because it's just my own space where it becomes a problem. The EP maid. EP maid. I mean, I'm sure there's probably people who are like prefer their maid to be like lower energy, right? I'm sure there's probably people who would prefer a lower energy maid, right? The feeble maid. What's your archetype? What's your character? It's like, what kind of imagery are you trying to present? Feeble. Feeble. Being feeble. But, yeah. I don't know, because I don't think I would not be able to be super hyper high energy. That would not be me. I don't know if I fall into fancy lady either. I don't know. I don't think people go to maid cafes to hear opera. I don't know, maybe there is one. Maybe there is one where it's like, yeah, the opera maid. I don't know, maybe opera can fall into actually. Maybe that would be an actually kind of thing. Time to drink more water. Mwah. But yeah, I don't know. I think someday maybe I'd be down to try being like maid cafe maid again, but I don't think... Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, pioneering the opera maid genre. Well, that's why I feel like, okay, if I was like in a maid cafe where the concept was like, this is like fancy high class and like all the maids are wearing like long dresses and it's very like old fashioned and, you know, historical looking, maybe I feel like opera maid would fit in there, right? Because they're not exactly gonna be having like maid idol dance shows. But like, I don't know, I feel like in normal otaku looking maid cafe, I feel like that would be not quite. Not quite. What colors do you prefer to wear for outfits? I don't know, red? I feel like I've been into red and navy blue lately. But yeah, I don't know. Not yet, not yet. That will be like, I don't know, like 30 pounds away from now. Where? Like, excuse me, I have been exercising and eating lots of protein for an entire week, and I have not lost a single pound yet? How dare you? How dare you? I'll have you know I have done this for not even 7 days in a row, like 5 days in a row? Excuse me? I want my money back, but even though I didn't really, I mean, I bought food, I didn't exactly spend money. Entire design is yellow. Preferred colors do not include yellow. Well, I mean, I don't know. Yellow is kind of a weird color for certain things, I feel. Like, you guys count, like, off-white and cream as yellow, or not? Because, like, even, like, the pajamas here are not yellow. They're, like, beige. Like... See, my phone just buzzed. Did that go through on the audio? I don't know. I will never know. I will never know. But yeah, I don't know. Wearing yellow... I don't know. Yellow's kind of a weird one to wear, you know? I guess I like beige just fine. In certain contexts. Like, I wouldn't want everything beige. Like, I don't want to, like, walk around looking like a lump of clay. But, like, in certain contexts, it's okay. It's alright. Yeah. Yeah. I heard nothing? Good. Okay. Yeah. Would your Dizzy Sona be yellow? I mean, for all things VTubing, I feel like when I have to make anything design, I feel like I usually go for yellow. But yeah, like, I don't know. I remember when I've done performances. Okay, actually, I feel like this is gonna become like an Eggy town hall now because I'm like, we need to make some decisions here. When I do performances, because I have some upcoming stuff, if I do performances at a convention or at an event or something, what color do you think my light stick color should be? Should it be white and yellow, or should it be green? Because that was something I was thinking of recently, is that like white and yellow feels like it should be the correct answer, but green, like I was looking at like my overlays and like my logos and my UI and the eggplants, and I'm like, I have like a weirdly large amount of green, right? Like, I guess because of plants and all the plants here, like there's a lot of green, right? So I was like, would that be green? Would that be green? So, important question. Should it be white and yellow? Or also too, like, if somebody only has one pen light, should it be white or should it be yellow? Yellow and green? I don't know if I like yellow and green together. I feel like it needs to be one or the other, you know? Like, I feel like white and yellow is egg. Green is plants. But, like, I feel like yellow and green is giving, like... It's giving mucus. Like... Yeah, green eggs. Yeah, green eggs and ham. Do we have to learn to do the Eggy Woda now? I don't know. I don't think anything I perform has, like, any very specific calls. See, I need to be better at doing idle things. Because I'm like... It's taken me this long. It's taken me like 4 years of VTubing to come up with any sort of introductory phrase where I'm like, I'm nice, I'm an Eggy, and I'm nice. That's the best I've come up with, you know? I've seen people do calls and response, and I'm like, I got nothing to call. I got nothing to call. Yeah. People who not in the know would probably go for white and yellow intuitively, I guess, until otherwise. Yeah, you're right. I feel like white and yellow would probably... Because, like, I feel like if you're watching, like, a VTuber concert, right? Like, you know, because I was at Anime North. I was watching, like, there was a Face Connect concert, and then there was, like, another VTuber, like, V-Singer showcase. And usually if people were not familiar with the VTuber, they would just, like, look at their hair color and just change their light sticks to that. They just change their pen lights to like whatever hair color the VTuber had. So they're like, oh, you have blue hair? We're blue now. So yeah, I guess white and yellow would probably be more intuitive, right? I guess that would make sense. Glad we decided on that. All future Eggy performances, if you have pen lights, please turn them to white and yellow. For egg. For egg. Egg colors. But yeah, I'll need to work on a call and response. Call and response is difficult. I think you know what it is with call and response. I think that maybe I also just need to like smash through my sense of cringe. Because like even stuff that's call and response where like nobody hears you, like I remember the other day I was in a car with a friend and like we were listening to like the Eddie and Tasket to Eddie and we were like doing the calls every time there was like a call and response where it was like Eddie and we were both just like Eddie and then after a while I'm like, I feel like I'm in kindergarten. I'm like, it's giving Dora. It's giving Dora the Explorer. And I know that that's like a bad response. I know that that's like a response of just like I'm being too preoccupied with what people who are not already into this would think of this. But I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, I need to smash my sense of cringe. I need to like smash through that, you know? I need to completely eviscerate it. I was not free. I was cringe, but I was not free. Eggy, Eggy, task it to Eggy. Well, maybe it was also just because it was just like it was two people in the car, right? Like, I feel like because I've been to like conventions where people would like perform at, maybe not at concerts, but at least during karaoke, and that's always a fun time because like it's, even if you've never heard the song before, it's like a very easy call to do because it's quite literally just repeating whatever was said, right? So and with karaoke it's even easier because the words are already written on the screen for everybody to see. So because that's fun. That didn't feel cringe, but like I guess maybe because it was like two of us in a car shouting to, you know, Spotify. Yeah. Embrace the cringe. I know, I need to. This is why I can never get anywhere in life. You know? I'm in the cringe. I'm in cringe limbo. Maybe, you know what? This is my problem. I'm in cringe limbo, you know? I'm too cringe. I'm too cringe for like I feel like when I was at work, I would never talk about my hobbies very much because I'm like, oh no, people will think this is cringe. So I'm like, I feel like I'm too cringe for like your average person. But like, I'm not cringe enough to like actively shine at it, you know? Because there's some people that I like admire because I'm like, yeah, this is somebody who is successful because they have like successfully killed the part of them that cringes, right? And I feel like I haven't done that yet. So I'm currently in like stuck in like eternal cringe limbo where I'm like, you know, I'm aware of it, but I feel like I can't fully embrace it. Like there's still a part of me inside that's like wants to be taken seriously, and I have not succeeded at assassinating them yet. You know? That's my problem. I'm in cringe limbo. I'm in cringe purgatory. That's even worse. I'm in cringe purgatory. I haven't made it to like cringe heaven. I haven't made it to cringe heaven where you can like, you know, be free. And I'm also not in like cringe hell where you just like give in to the expectations of everyone else around you and just like, you know, let go of all your cringe interests and hobbies and like, Level 1 cringe versus level 100 cringe boss. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I need to like get more, I need more cringe XP. I need to do some like cringe grinding. I need to grind the cringe, you know? I need to grind cringe. I have to like, I don't know, how does one grind cringe? Do I just like act cringy until it like comes more naturally? Like, do I just throw myself into situations where it's like sink or swim in terms of cringe? Like be cringe or die? I think the older you get, the more you don't care what the world thinks. Yeah, that's why every VTuber is like 35. I mean, to be fair, I guess some of that is just that, like, you know, for most people, I imagine the older you get, the less it matters, right? Because when you're young, I feel like you have to make a good impression, right? Because, like, you know, if you're just like starting out, like, you know, if you're a fresh college graduate and you're like just starting out in the workforce, I feel like there's always a need to like make a good impression on people. Like you're like, oh, I need my coworkers to like me, I need my boss to like me. But whereas I feel like once you're older, especially like if you've been, I guess, working the same job for a while, it's like, yeah, everybody knows me. Everyone knows I'm cringe. I haven't been fired yet. People might think I'm weird, but it's not affecting their ability to like work with me. So, but yeah. Unfortunately, I'm still stuck carrying what people think, unfortunately. Good morning, Felix. Good morning. But one day I will, the cringe, one day I will kill the part of me that is cringe, and I will be I will be free and I will be the most powerful VTuber on Earth. I'm currently... I will break free of my cringe chains. I will break free of my chains, and I will be... It'll be like the training weights are coming off. The training weights will come right off. Like, one day egg be cringe. One day I will become cringe eggy. You know what? Maybe I did paint myself into a corner by being NiceEggy. Because, like, that's something I've noticed, especially when I've been in collabs, like, or even watching other people's clips. I'm like, I feel like in trying to be nice, I may have, like, toned down other parts of my personality that other people would like. Because, like, I still want to be nice. Like, I don't want to be, like, mean eggy. But I'm just, like... Sometimes I, like, look at things other people would say, and I'll be like, yeah, that's a bit I could have done. But, I don't know. Would that really suit me as the nice eggy who has to be... It's not like I have to be nice, but it's like I prefer to be nice. I feel like maybe in being nice eggy, I've become neutral eggy. I've been neutral! Why be bad when you can be nice? Maybe I'm too reasonable. This is my problem. I'm too reasonable. I'm too reasonable, and I'm not extreme enough. Get yourself an alter ego character. Yeah, it's like... I'm too reasonable. I will never be in drama because I'm too reasonable. I'm too reasonable! Unfortunately, being reasonable is like a terrible quality for a VTuber. I mean, I guess it's a good quality. See, that's the problem. I think you need to be, like, reasonable. You need to be reasonable off-stream, right? You need to be reasonable in your, like, interactions with other people, but you have to be insanely unreasonable on-stream. I think this is the problem. I'm too reasonable. I made the mistake of being reasonable on stream. When the job interview asks for your biggest flaw. Well, okay, to be fair, being too reasonable, I feel like is, like, only an issue if you are trying to be entertaining. I feel like that's like that's the issue. It's only an issue for, like, streamers and literally nobody else. The existence of NiceEggy means there's a rotten eggy counterpart. No. But yeah. Answers like that are actually really bad for interviews, by the way. Oh yeah, probably, because the interviewers, like, you know, they know you're lying. Know you're lying. I don't know. What's a good answer for that? Because, like, if I'm honest, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, my flaw is that I'm not very organized. But then, like, if the job, almost every job listing is like, we're looking for somebody who's very organized. So I can't just be like, I can be organized if I try really hard. You know? Like, I know that it's not good to be like, oh no, my flaw is that I work too hard. Oh, but, like, I don't know, what is... I don't know, to be fair, maybe just straight up saying that you're disorganized might, like, be like, oh well, at least she's honest, you know? Like... Yeah, you can't just be like, oh, my biggest flaw is that I'm... Yeah, list every mental illness you've been diagnosed with. Yeah, it's like, actually my flaw is that I'm bad at everything. Okay, why is YouTube just like top chat versus live chat? I'm sorry if I've been ignoring anyone's messages because it doesn't, YouTube doesn't consider you top chat. Yeah, you say it as a joke, but overworking can really mess up your brain. Yeah, I just don't think I'm gonna be real. I am not an overworking person. If anything, I need to be more of an overworking person. Not all the time, but just like slightly. If anything, I am lazy VTuber. I am lazy VTuber. And also probably maybe not lazy worker. I don't know. I think my problem is that, like, if you tell me to do something, I will do it. And I will do it on time, and I will do it properly. But the caveat is that you have to tell me to do it, you know? Like, Or even tell me once, like to be like, hey, Eggy, do this thing every morning before we open. Or, you know, do this thing, check this thing at least once every day, right? I will do it. But, you know, if you don't tell me to do it, I may not be able to figure out myself that I'm supposed to do it, you know? I hate trick questions where they just want a good answer versus a real answer. Yeah, yeah. And you can never actually figure out what the real answer they want is, you know? I guess YouTube has secret good boy points or something. Well, I noticed maybe because maybe it like filters certain words. Like I know when you mentioned, like because your message said mental illness, like Panis's messages just now that said list every mental illness you have been diagnosed with. I think maybe the word like mental illness might have like set off the filter because it's like, ah, they're talking about mental illness. Surely this must be harassment. You know, surely they must be saying streamer has mental illness. YouTube did enable chatter rankings for channels. Yeah, although I think it's only for, it might only for people who are partnered on YouTube. I don't know. Ranked competitive chatting is something that's both very funny and just completely unnecessary. Please do not engage in ranked competitive chatting. Which, like, to be fair, I feel like ranked competitive chatting is also just, like, encouraging people to spam, right? Like, you're not going to get good quality chats out of that. You're just going to get more, and none of them are going to be good. But, yeah, no, my flaw is that you actually have to tell me to do stuff, and if you don't tell me to do it, then it won't get done. I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where, like, I feel like it's gone back and forth between, like, you need to take initiative, and then if I do take initiative, then sometimes it's like, oh, that's not a thing you should have been doing. That was somebody else's job. Or, like, this is a thing you shouldn't have touched. And I'm like, oh, okay. I think I'm just, like, scared of, like, I guess either treading in somebody else's territory or just, like, you know, screwing it up. Like, you know, taking the initiative to do something that needs to be done, but then doing it wrong. Like, that's often, I feel like, the other reason why at work I don't do stuff that I'm not told to do. Because I'm like, if I screw it up, then it's gonna look even worse on my part. Because it's not just that, like, you went and did something that you, like, didn't know how to do, but it's like you did that without being told, right? Like, it's not even like a supervisor. It's like, hey, could you try this? Hi, welcome to the stream. Today I'm tier listing my chat. I'm gonna put you in C. C tier chatter. S tier chatter. Every message is a banger. You know. F tier chatter. You have never said anything good in your life. But yeah. I somehow don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary. You know what I also need to do for YouTube? Because I haven't for Twitch. Maybe I just need to copy paste the chat rules from Twitch into my YouTube video descriptions. But I just realized I don't have chat rules. Because I just realized, because I've had some situations where I'm like, I want to kick somebody out, but I also don't think technically I had no rules. I guess there's like the YouTube rules. But like, you know, I'm just like, all of Eggy's chat put E tier for egg, yeah. All eggplants go in the E tier. For eggplant. But yeah, like for YouTube, I'm like, oh yeah, I need to, maybe I should actually have chat rules. I need to actually have chat rules so that I can, but yeah, I'll probably just copy paste the ones from my Twitch. I don't think YouTube needs any new rules. What are my Twitch rules anyway? Let me see. What are my Twitch? Oops. Let me see. About. The about page. Let's see. Be nice and good. Please try to stay on topic. I my streams lean say so please adjust your behavior accordingly. Don't ask me to play certain games mods while on stream. Please avoid bringing up serious topics unless I go there first. Please don't DM me during the stream, or if you do, please don't expect me to respond, because I usually don't like replying to DMs during stream unless it's something that like is more immediately needed, you know? So yeah, rule 1, pass the vibe check. Oh no, I'm breaking every rule. He is off topic and talking about serious topics, and also like asking that I play specific games, and also being mean and bad, and also I mean, I feel like my rules are pretty standard, right? My rules are pretty standard. Because, like, there's definitely some people who have, like, weirdly... You know, sometimes you look in, like, some people's VTuber chats and you're like, see the rules and you're like, what happened that this rule was required, right? But I feel like mine are pretty standard. Mine are pretty standard. I guess it's just nice to have a list so that, like, if you ban somebody, they're not gonna, like, try and actually you. They're like, actually, I did not break the rules because this was not written in the rules. Like, this is not a legal document, but, like... Just don't be mean and bad. Hold on. Is somebody in my Twitch chat? That's an EGGY emote. That doesn't show up. Are you guys talking in my Twitch chat? Have you been talking in my Twitch chat when I wasn't looking? I'm not even online. No, it's just been Panis. It's just been Panis who wants to use their Twitch emotes. They're just using their Twitch emotes. Actually, I didn't break the rules. Actually, the rules changed. Nobody's in your Twitch chat? Then why am I seeing Twitch messages show up? Actually. But... No. I'm gonna check my Twitch chat again. There's gonna be, like, more people. Actually, I believe I'm seeing now a good solid 3 people. Mama TV. Ah! The eggplants have found the exploit. I didn't even realize my Twitch chat was showing up on screen. I thought it was set to just YouTube. Because I'm like, I don't think this breaks Twitch terms of service, because I'm not technically streaming on Twitch right now. No! No! But, yeah. Yeah, it should be fine. I think so, yeah. Because, like, you're chatting on Twitch, but, like, you're... The only thing is this is gonna confuse YouTube. It's gonna confuse YouTube, but that's fine. But yeah, no. Chat rules, I think mine are normal. Mine are normal, I think. Just be nice and good. Don't be mean and bad. If you're mean and bad, then don't be. Simply do not be. Do not be mean and bad. Simply try being more nice and good. Why are you getting redeems? Why are you trying to do the redeems through Twitch? I can't even... Hold on. Where is the watering can? Can I even grab it in the scene? Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Okay. The TTS is not going to work either because I didn't turn it on. I don't turn it on for YouTube because YouTube has no redeems. That's true. Even if you're in partner, it still has no redeems. That's true. But None of the redeems are turned on. The outfit redeems are not turned on, and TTS is not turned on. So you're just gonna be wasting. You're gonna be wasting your Eggy points. Don't waste your Eggy points. I'm literally gonna be back on Twitch on Sunday. On Sunday. I'll be back. No, don't worry about it. Blah. Blah. I'll be back. Yeah, I'll be playing Katamari. I'll be doing Katamari on Sunday. More rolling. More rolling. But, yeah. 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 Do I have things to announce? I'm trying to remember, because I feel like just now I was like, oh, I have something I need to tell the eggplants, and then I forgot. I have upcoming things. Oh, I remember. Okay, sorry. I guess this is going to be like another thing of like, this is now just Eggplant Town Hall, where I need your opinion. I'm going to be doing another charity stream later this month. That's what I need to tell you. That's what I needed to tell the eggplants. I'm going to be doing another charity stream later this month on Twitch. It's the same Gamers Outreach VTuber Summer Slam that I'm doing it again this year. I haven't posted about it on Twitter yet. I will be doing that. I have not decided what I'm doing for it though. This is where I would like to consult with eggplants. Because I have some ideas. I just don't know how to implement them, you know? I don't know how to I don't know how to implement them. Because I remember the first year that I did it, I did the Super Mario 64, right? And I was like, okay, every time for every X amount of money that's, you know, that's donated, I will play it, I will do another star, right? And then for Mahjong, I don't think I had a goal for Mahjong. I was just like, yeah, we're gonna Zhong. We're gonna Zhong. Please donate. And I think I don't even know if the Zhong stream had, oh no, the Zhong stream had like inconvenience Eggy, right? So like donate and there will be a certain thing applied to me that will make my Zhonging more difficult, right? I'm debating what to do for this year. Because I don't want to just Zhong again. Like that'd be fun, but like I don't want to just Zhong every year, you know? I'm just trying to think of a good game that A, I can run on my computer, but B, that can like, that would, you know, be structured in a way that would be useful for streams, right? Number one of the goals, we return to the Goron races. Donate to charity to send Eggy back to the Goron races. No, I'm trying to figure out, let me see, like what do I have? What could I stream? Because I think I joked once about streaming Dark Souls. But I need to check if that can actually run on my computer. Let me check the store page. Oh, it's only 2 gigabytes of RAM? Hold on. Dark Souls runs fine on a potato. Okay, yeah. Yeah, even the remaster is only 6 gigabytes of RAM. It's only 6 to 8 gigabytes of RAM. Yeah, so I'm like, part of me is like, yeah, I could do Dark Souls. I just don't know. I don't know how to structure, because I don't know if anyone's played Dark Souls before, but like, is there a way to structure it in a way that would be good for like a charity stream with goals? You know? Because like, alternatively, I could just be like, hey, I will stream this for this weekend only, and then set like a really, really high donation goal, you know, like $1,000 or something. And it's like, okay, if we raise $1,000, then I will continue streaming this afterwards. I will continue streaming this, like outside of this. But I don't know. I feel like I don't. Like, I mean, I guess if even if you fail the goal, like, it's still like money for charity. I just don't know what would be like a high enough donation goal, you know? Because I feel like the first year, I'd have to check how much I made in the previous years. Because I think the first year I set my goal to like $100, which I think was like the lowest you were allowed to set it to. And then I cleared that within like an hour. So after that, I think I set it up to like 150, and I think I did like, it was like $250 the first year, and I think it was like 300 something last year. So that's why I'm just like, yeah, setting a really high goal feels like a big jump, right? Yeah. You do each donation is another boss or a certain time period or something? Okay, yeah, so like what I did for like Super Mario 64, where it's like, okay, like every... But like the problem is that there is a finite number of bosses, right? There's a finite number of bosses. In the same way that like Super Mario 64 has like a finite number of stars, right? Because I remember, I think I did it, I guess maybe I can just set the amount necessary per boss higher, because I think for Super Mario 64, I was like, I think it was like $5 is 1 star. Which then I ran into the problem of the fact that there's only like 75 stars in the game. And if you're willing to backwards long jump, which I did, you can get to the final level with like 50 stars or something, right? So that, I'm like, maybe if I just set it higher, like set it to like $15 per boss or something instead of like 5, because maybe 5 was too low of a number. I think I underestimated the eggplants. Yeah, there's 26 bosses, it looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be like a lot higher about it, right? Because if I do like $5 per boss, that's like 5 by 26. Like if it's 5 by 25 is that's 125. So yeah, I can't just do $5 per boss. We're gonna have to go much higher. We're gonna have to go much higher. The problem with Dark Souls bosses is that the second half of the game is kind of not great. Oh, is it like the quality of the bosses goes down? Is that they get easier or that they get harder? Because like also you know how I am at video games, right? Like this is going to be a time. This is gonna take a long time. Unless I just end up getting really good at gaming. Because I did figure out how to backwards long jump, you know? I suffered with platformers. The platformers suffered, but I did learn to backwards long jump. So like I can do some gaming, you know? I can game somewhat. You know, I'm pretty good at Katamari. Yeah, getting to the bosses is already a journey. Oh yeah, like finding the bosses. Yeah, they ran out of budget or time. Wait, so is the second half, are like the monsters like harder? Like are they like more punishing, or are they just like less interesting? Like is it just like kind of like a hit him, don't let him hit you kind of situation? You could do some other collectathon game. Yeah, but like what are the good ones? Because like again, I liked Super Mario 64. I tried Banjo-Kazooie like for a stream ages ago, and I just didn't like it as much. I cannot say that I enjoyed Banjo-Kazooie that much. It just might not be for me. What are some other, like, what is there? There's like Spyro? I know I played Spyro a bit as a kid on my cousin's PlayStation. 4 gigabytes of RAM. Okay. This is like a remaster? Reignited Trilogy. Yeah, this is a remaster. Spyro, Crash, Croc and Gex. Why are you so trying so hard to get me to Gex? What is this Gex agenda here? Have you ever played a Hat in Time? Oh, actually, I think I have. You know what? I think I tried to stream a Hat in Time like 9 billion years ago when I did not have the machine to run it. I do have it installed on my computer, actually. Because that one is a pretty eggy core game. It's a pretty eggy core game. Like, in terms of, like, aesthetic. Let's see. What is 4 gigabytes of RAM? Yeah. Oh my god. Okay. I think the last time I tried to stream this is before I had like a graphics card. Is before I had a GPU. So I was like, why is my computer like overheating every time I try to play this on stream? We found our solution. Yeah. Okay. A Hat in Time actually might not be a bad idea. Thank you for the suggestion. Yeah. I don't know how many people we bring in. I mean, the thing is that like I've played some of it before. Like, I think I played the first part, like, I think after you meet Mustache Kid. That was about as far as I got. Because again, it is a 3D platformer collectathon, and I am notably not, you know, you saw how long it took me to beat Mario 64. I'm not the greatest. I'm not the greatest. I know, realistically speaking, Dark Souls would bring in more people because I know I am aware of the Dark Souls backseater demographic. Like, everyone I know who's streamed Dark Souls has told me about the Dark Souls backseater demographic. Like, you know, the group of people who exist specifically to camp in the Dark Souls tag on Twitch and, you know, exist to backseat you at this. I'm aware of that demographic. That is just their hobby. Dark Souls always brings people in, but it's a very long game if you're not great at it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm also not great at... I'm not great at most games. is the issue here. Like, congratulations to Katamari for being the one game that I've managed to get really good at. I didn't realize how good I was the other day until I tried out, like, Katamari... Because we love Katamari, has, like, a couch co-op, and I tried it with someone, and I won. I won. I got to try it and I won. Yeah, my concern with Dark Souls is you might get stuck on it, but it'd be fun to see otherwise. Yeah. I don't know. I'll think about it. I still have a little more time to think about it. Like, I don't have to... I can probably announce that I'm involved, but, like, I can probably decide on the game a bit later. I'll have to test how both of them run as well. Because, yeah, they're not, like, heavy games, but, like, yeah. I see multiple people spend entire streams trying to beat a single boss. Yeah. I mean, I guess there's nothing... So, if I ever want to try Dark Souls, there's nothing stopping me from, like, trying it either off-stream or, like, you know, for no reason. Like, it's not like I need to have a charity stream to play Dark Souls. I don't know. Maybe I would add as, like, a subathon goal if I ever did one of those, but I don't really plan to do one of those. I don't know. I feel like... I don't know how I feel with subathons. Because, like subathons and donathons, it's one thing to do it for charity, right? I feel really weird about doing it... Like, I don't know. I feel like if I ever run a subathon or a donathon, please either assume that I am in, like, grave financial danger, like something bad has happened and I'm trying to amass money as quickly as possible, or it will be because I'm, like, trying to save up for something specific, right? Like, I could maybe see myself doing, like, a subathon or a donathon if I'm like, oh yeah, I want to, like, have an upgraded model, or I want to get money to, like, upgrade my PC. If it's a specific goal, maybe I could probably do it, but, like, I don't know. I feel weird about the ethics of just having a subathon for no reason, you know? The subathon is right now. Truly, if you believe in yourself, every stream can be a subathon. Truly. Maybe Okami? Yeah, but is Okami structured in a way that would lend itself well to like, a donation incentivizing stream format? It's a Zelda-like. Yeah, that's the thing, is that, like, we need games that have some, there needs to be some way to like incentivize donations, I think. Because this is specifically like a charity stream, right? Yeah. But yeah, I have time to think about it. And there's other things happening before. Everything is happening in June. Why is all of VTubing happening in June? Yeah, someone do a combi for a donathon, but they just did 24-hour marathon of it. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, what is the charity? And do you have the games in your library already? Steam sale will be soon if you don't have the games yet. I think I have the games. I have the games. But yeah, the charity stream would be, let me check my email. Cuz I believe they sent me the details, and then it's not the weekend of Offkai. I think it's the weekend after Offkai. Let me take a look at the email they sent me. June 25th to the 29th. So yeah, it's not... Because like what? Offkai is... So it's Friday. Offkai is next weekend. So this is the weekend after. This is like... Well, they're starting it on Wednesday. But it technically runs until Sunday. I don't think I would be streaming all 5 days. But I would probably just be doing the weekend. I feel like that's what a lot of people do, is just the weekend. But I guess it depends. But yeah. So yeah, it's after that. Steam sale starts like June 26th. Okay, yeah. So if there's anything I need, I probably could pick it up then. But yeah, everyone is off-kaiing this year. I wish. I wanted to go to Offkai, but it was not to be this year, I don't think. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Like, cause like, again, it was not to be. I need to get a job. Cause I was able to go to MagFest because I started planning for MagFest back when I still had a job, right? But then I'm like, okay, I need to find a job so I can plan for Offkai next year. It has to happen. But like, I don't know. America-spensive is the problem. America-spensive. Canada price to America. Yeah, that was the thing. Again, I started planning for like MagFest. Because MagFest, I think I had my tickets long before like I left my job. I think we started planning MagFest like last summer or something. It was a long time ago, right? So I was like, okay, I will have the money for this. But then now I'm like, Offkai would be expensive. And also too, like, MagFest is, I mean, it's not an inexpensive trip, but like the flight there is, because it's not a very long flight from Eggy City to DC, right? Like, literally when I was on the plane to to MagFest, okay, so the plane takes off. We are in the air. I pull out my computer. I pull out my laptop. I play Balatro. I win at Balatro. I start up a second game of Balatro. And then the flight attendant is like, okay, we need you to put away your laptop because we're starting to land now. Like, it was not a very long flight. I think we spent longer boarding the plane than we spent on the plane. So yeah, for California though, California is like a much longer plane ride. I wonder how long it would be. Where is it again? It's in San Jose. So like Eggy City to San Jose flight. Yeah, these are long. Okay, these are connecting flights. Do they have anything direct? Because, like, the connecting flights are, like, 7 hours. They're, like, 8 hours long. It's, like, an 8-hour flight. There is no direct flights. There is no direct flights. I cannot find a single direct flight here. Everything. Yeah, everything is a connecting flight. And Yeah, that's yeah. The friends I went to EGGY with last year aren't going this year, and it falls on the same week as Midwest Reprep Festival, so I had a tough decision to make. What's Reprep? I don't know if I'm aware of that. But yeah. EGGY 2026 subathon. I don't know, but I don't know. That's what I'm saying though. Like, I don't know. Is going to EGGY like a worthy thing to ask the eggplants for money to do? Because like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I was like I don't know, but if I was performing there, I'd like to think that like there'd be some way to get me there. But like 3D printers. Ah, okay. Yeah, like I'm like, I don't know if, how dare the streamer who has subs ask her, I don't know. I am very hesitant to ask for money for anything ever. But yeah, EGGY, I don't know, maybe next year. I want to go at some point because I know that like I don't get a lot of opportunities to meet VTuber friends and none of them ever come to Canada. So I'm like, okay. And I've never actually been to California. Like, I want to see California someday, but I have never been there. I have never been there. But yeah, it would be like an 8-hour flight, it looks like. Like there's no, I don't know how long it would be if it was a direct flight, but I'm only seeing connecting flights. And yeah, it's all like 8 hours. It'd be a long flight. And an expensive one too. Well, maybe not. Okay, not that expensive. Not that expensive. Like less expensive than I thought it would be. But still, it's less expensive than I think it would be, but it's still more expensive than like if I go to like Washington, D.C. Okay, weirdly enough, okay, maybe this is just a weird demand thing, because right now the prices for Washington, D.C. are actually more expensive. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, it's yeah, flights aren't that expensive, yeah. Okay, yeah. I don't know why Washington, D.C. is more expensive right now. But yeah, I don't know. It's a long flight is a thing, right? It's a long flight. But someday, maybe next year. I know I said that last year, but maybe next year. Yeah, getting to Cali isn't too bad, but staying there is very expensive. Yeah, that too. I mean, I feel like I would probably room with somebody. But again, that would have to be an arrangement I would make ahead of time, you know? I'd probably be able to be in a room. I would have to be in a hotel. And I don't know. But yeah, it would still be expensive. It would still be expensive. I need EGGY job. I need eggployment. Or I need to get really, really good at VTubing. We're at a crossroads here. We're at a crossroads here. My two choices are get job, get employment at company, or kill the part of you that is cringe, that you can become the most powerful VTuber. We're at a crossroads, and this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Or both, I guess. A lot of people do both. A lot of people do both. I don't know why. I guess maybe because I'm like always been, not always, but like because I'm a morning streamer, I guess in my mind I'm like, yeah, I can't like work 8 hours a day and stream, but I'm like, plenty of people do that. What am I talking about? If you're looking for a flight this weekend, it could be because of the planned parade and protests going on. Oh, that might be it. Why it would be cheaper. But, because to be fair, but no, because like, Google was saying, which, I mean, I don't know if the Google flight thing is totally accurate, but it said, prices are currently typical. Prices are unlikely to drop below $472 Canadian. So, it looks like this is, because right now, what do I have? Like, the top 4 flights that it shows me at the top of the page are $472 Canadian with Delta, $509 Canadian with American and Alaska, 509 with American, and 546 with United and Air Canada. So, yeah, I don't, it says that that's typical, apparently. You know what, maybe it's because fewer people go to California in the summer because it's so hot. That might be it, too. Like, I wonder what peak times for that is. But, yeah. Expensive. Airplane. Nyum. Oh yeah, I also don't know what like the baggage allowance for stuff is. Because yeah, if I want to wear like anything out of the ordinary, that's not going to fit in a carry-on suitcase. It just isn't. I mean, I don't know. I've done a trip recently where I just use a carry-on suitcase, but I also did that by like planning my outfits very meticulously. And also like I didn't have to bring a lot of other stuff. I don't know. I admire people who can pack light because I absolutely cannot. Like, I figured out that trip because I only needed one pair of shoes because I was like, okay, I'll just wear this one pair of shoes so I don't need to bring more shoes. But I feel like whenever I go to conventions, it's like, oh, I'm doing a cosplay, so I need to bring these shoes for that. And I need to bring this wig, and I need to, like, bring all this other stuff. So I'm like, if I wanted to, like, go to Offkai, I feel like I would want to bring, like, you know, the EGGY dress with me and stuff. So, like, oh, that's more stuff to bring. And I have to bring the petticoat for it, and, like, I would have to pay for baggage. I don't know. The other thing, too, I was talking to my mom about this because I feel like this might be an America-specific issue. Because my mom had been saying recently how, like, whenever she's traveled, because my parents sometimes go to the States for work, but whenever she's traveled lately, like, when she goes to the States, her baggage gets, like, really, really damaged. Like, she's like, I don't know what they're doing, but, like, the suitcase will come out looking extremely beat up. And, like, everything inside of it is fine. So it's not like it's damaged, but she's like, yeah, like, the suitcase, I don't know what they're doing to the suitcase, but, like, parts of it will be, like, cracked and stuff. Like, so, but this seems to be specifically, like, an American issue. Because, like, when I've flown with Canadian Airlines, like, because I think I've used, well, I mean, obviously when I went to BC last year, that was with Canadian Airline. And then when I went to MagFest, I was also with Air Canada, I think. So, yeah, I feel like that might be like a specifically American issue of just like, for whatever reason, all the American airlines are just like completely beating up your luggage. They're like taking baseball bats to it or something. Yeah, American baggage handling is something special. Because, yeah, like, I think when I went to, like, again, all the places, when I've flown to the States in recent memory, it's always been with, like, either Air Canada or another Canadian airline. And then when I went to Japan, that was a few years ago, but, like, it was, yeah, I flew there with Air Canada. And then I think I also flew back with Air Canada. And all the flights that I took while I was within Japan, like I took a couple domestic flights, and those are all with Japanese airlines. And I never had any issues with like my luggage getting beat up. So yeah, this might be an America-specific issue. I don't know what's going on with you guys. I don't know. You guys got a lot going on. You know, maybe baggage handling is the least of your issues right now. You got bigger fish to fry. But yeah, that's why I'm like, the American Airlines from America. They're gonna beat up they're gonna beat my luggage to death with hammers. Are American Airlines just like loading the suitcases into like a catapult and that's how they're getting them into the plane? Like, because I don't understand why this isn't happening for like Canadian Airlines. But yeah, so I'm not going to Offkai in person, but I am at Offkai in spirit, and also sort of at a performance. I should maybe put it back up on the screen. Hold on. Do I have the picture? This is not the picture. 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 I don't have the picture. Oh, you know what? I think I loaded it into a different scene. That's why. Boom, 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 boom. Here it is. This is the picture. So, I'm not going to be at EGGY in person. Sorry, I'm covering the Iggy Fumo. I'm sorry. But yes, I will be performing at a... This is a party. This is not, like, technically an EGGY event, but Nyaru and her community are running an event that I will be performing at. I believe more details about that will be dropping later today, from what I've been told. But yes, I will be performing at Chusekai. I will be singing mostly old Vocaloid songs. I ended up doing like an old Vocaloid set. But yes, I will be performing, so please come to that if you can. So yes, this is the closest I'm going to get to being at EGGY this year. I'm at EGGY in spirit. Yeah. The US decided to make air travel as inconvenient and miserable as possible after 9/11. Well, I don't think it's even that. I don't think it's even that. Like, I feel like... Because, like, again, Canada also has, maybe not as intense, but we have pretty similar security procedures. And yet Canada is not beating your suitcase to death with hammers. So, I don't know what's going on there. But yes, I will be performing at this. More details will be today. I think, unless I've been lied to. Unless I've been lied to, but I'll probably check Twitter. I'll probably open Twitter, like, right now. And then... I'll probably open Twitter right now, and the top tweet is going to be like the announcement tweet with like the schedule and stuff, because there is a lot of us. There is a lot of us performing. It's over the course of 3 nights, so I believe there is like at least a good dozen of us performing. So please come and enjoy that, and maybe someday I'll be at EGGY in person. Someday. Yeah, Nyaru seems pretty good at organizing things, at least. Nyaru is very good at organizing things. Like, I feel like Nyaru, I feel like that's like her main ability, actually. I feel like being able to organize things is like an underrated ability as a VTuber. Because, like, you know, there's some VTubers who can sing, and there's some VTubers who can draw, and there's some VTubers who can do voice acting, or some such performance things. And then there's just people who are, like, really good at organizing stuff. And I feel like that's like an underrated skill. Like, you could have 0 other skills, but if you're just really good at organizing stuff, you can get super far. Not that Nyaru isn't good at other things. She's very good at other things, but, like, organizing is, like... Again, I think it's like an ability that like a lot of people kind of understate, because it's not one that's always obvious to the average viewer, right? Because like if someone's good at singing or drawing, that's like a pretty obvious talent, right? But, you know, I think some people don't realize like how hard it is to actually coordinate a VTuber event. Yeah. I've only been to one thing she organized, but it's all done very professionally. Yeah, well, she even got like a sponsor for this one. Like, it's sponsored by EDM. Like, this is a sponsored event. Like, I don't know. Maybe she's the kind of person who has the confidence to, like, ask things, you know? She has the confidence to... Like, it turns out you can probably get pretty far if you just ask, but it takes a lot... I think it takes a lot. It takes a lot out of you to actually ask. Yeah. It becomes very obvious when people are not good at organizing things. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think... I admire people who are good at organizing things, because I am not good at organizing things. Like, I personally believe it is, like, a feat of impossibility when you can get, like, more than 3 VTubers to be available at the same time. Let alone all the other things, you know? I feel like, even the Mario Kart that I did for my birthday with Maple and Bodega, even that, I was like... because like I was like, okay, I need to organize this in advance. So like I asked in advance. I was like, okay, are you guys available on the 20th? And they were like, yes. And then we didn't actually agree on a game until like a day or two before. Like it's one of those things, I guess, if I was like, I don't know. Maybe it's like I feel like I need the permission. It's the same thing as before. You know when I said like at work, like I will do things if you tell me to, but the caveat is that you have to tell me to. And I feel like it's the same thing. Like I feel like if I worked at like a company, right? If I was like a manager at a company and someone was like, we're having this kind of event. We need you to get all the stuff together. You need to figure out like the guests. You need to figure out time and place and venue and like all that other stuff. I could probably do it. But I feel like it would be because I felt like I had permission to do so, right? I feel like if I'm trying to just plan an event for myself, I feel like I'm like, I could ask people, but like I feel like I don't have the permission to, you know? But you can't exactly ask for permission to ask. Like that's not how asking works. So, yeah. But yeah, so that will be where I'm performing. I will be performing. Because I guess I sort of asked. You know, we had like a Google form to fill in for like performer applications, and I filled it in. So technically, I guess that was a roundabout way of asking. Please, can I sing at your event, please? Please? And the answer was yes. But yes, so that's coming up. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff coming up. So this is next week. And then the week after that is, yeah, the next 2 weeks are gonna be pretty busy. I don't know if, I'm assuming I will try to keep the stream schedule as intact as possible, but it's hard to say what will happen because, again, we got this next week, which isn't hugely intrusive, to be fair, because it's gonna be in the evening. And then after that, it's SummerSlam. And then after that is July. Oh goodness, there's a lot going on. Oh, actually good news also for EGGY as well is that the format they're doing things in this year is that of a karaoke relay. So this will be, to my knowledge, this will be streamed to YouTube. So essentially, if you are not at EGGY, if you are not at EGGY, if you're not able to go see it in, you know, in the room where it happens, you will also be able to see it here on YouTube from the comfort of your own home. So, yes, there's a stream scheduled, well, sort of. Like the you know, the days when I stream, you know, Monday, Tuesday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday is sort of the stream schedule. I will try to keep to that as much as possible and not move things around too much, but like, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah. Oh, I voted to the EGGY concert with my white and yellow pen lights at home. Yay! Yay! But yeah, so more details will be coming about that soon. You will see that on my Twitter. And I will probably put it in the Discord server as well. But it has been 2 hours. I think this has been a suitable Zatsu length. I need to have other things to do today. I have Aquafit! I'm gonna go to Aquafit again. I didn't get to go to Aquafit for a while because, so I think because it's now summer and people are now thinking about being in the pool more, Aquafit has been like it fills up really fast. Because how it works, at least where I go for Aquafit, is that like you have an app, right? So like you can only sign up for Aquafit like 24 hours before the class that you want to go to is. But like lately I've been looking, like I'll be like, oh, maybe I should go today or tomorrow. And then like I will look at the app and like all the classes are full, like all of them. So it's very much like, you gotta be like frame one. Like I literally set an alarm. I set an alarm yesterday to sign up for Aquafit for today. So I got that. I got that for going for me. Shallow or deep? It's shallow. The pool I go to only has shallow. Like they don't, I know some pools offer deep Aquafit, but I think this place just doesn't have like the facility for it, so it's just shallow. But I've heard that, I don't know which one is better. I think shallow apparently is better because like there's certain things you can't do in deep water just because like you have to, you know, remain floating. Whereas like you can kind of do them in shallow water. But yeah, I have Aquafit tonight, finally. And my swimsuit is clean. I like washed my swimsuit the other day because I was like, I want to do Aquafit this week. And then it like, then I went to sign up and it's like full. But I guess that's what it's like in the summer. Because like it didn't fill up this fast before, but I think that's because it was colder out, you know? People don't want to go to the pool when it's already cold out. But yeah, I need to cook. I need to cook as well. I need to cook dinner. Lately I've been making, what did I have for dinner the other day? I had halloumi wrap. It was a wrap, where, to make it, you have, you cut up some halloumi cheese, and then you cut up some zucchini, and you cut up some red pepper, and then you throw them together in a bowl with salt and pepper and garlic and olive oil, and then you like mix that around a bit, and then you put it in a frying pan, and then you cook it a little bit until it's kind of like, you know, until like the halloumi is kind of crispy, and then you put it in a wrap with hummus, and then it's tasty and healthy and yummy. But I don't know, I should make something else today. I don't know. I want to learn to make, what is it? Shogayaki. Like, the ginger pork. I want to learn how to make that. Because apparently, like, it's not difficult. I'm just worried whether or not I have, like, the correct cut of meat. Because, like, the recipe I was looking at seemed, like, very specific on, like, how thick the slices of pork need to be. And I'm like, I bought the thinnest slices that they had at the grocery store, but, like, I'm not sure it's thin enough. Because, like, my grocery store has some... Like, it has some cuts of, like, hot pot meat cuts. It has a few of them, but only for beef and lamb. So I'm like, I don't know if this is a pork recipe, but they don't have thin sliced pork. But I want to learn how to make it. So I have protein meal. Protein meal. And then, yeah, I will be healthy eggy foods. I'm trying to learn to cook a bigger variety of things. I tried to make... Last week I tried to make... What's a pasta where you use, like, the, it's, like, olive oil... pasta... What was it? It's, like, aglio e olio. Like, the one where you, like... It's, like, garlic and olive oil, and then you mix in a bit of the pasta water. And then it, like, emulsifies into kind of, like, a creamier sauce. I tried to make it, but then I was foolish. I think I was complaining about this on Discord. I was foolish. I was foolish because it was my first time making it, and I completely forgot that you need to, like, get the water, like, you have to get the water from the pasta water. You have to get it from the water where the pasta's cooking. And then I was foolish. I was feeble streamer. I went and I dumped out my pasta water into the sink because I was draining my pasta. I was foolish and feeble. And then I tried, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just try adding normal water. But no, it needs to be the pasta water because it needs to have that, like, starch residue in order for it to work. Like, if you just put it in normal water, it doesn't work. Yeah, dingus hours. I was foolish. I mean, there's also the issue with that one that, like, you have to... Like, I could not find a recipe for it that was for a small amount. Like, usually most recipes will be like, oh yeah, this will serve 2, or this will serve 1, or this will serve 3, and then you can, like, have the recipe. But no, this recipe was like, I could not find a recipe that served, like it seemed like every single recipe I could find was for serving an entire crowd. Like, it was like, okay, this recipe serves, like, 5 people, and I'm like, I don't need that much pasta leftovers. Especially when it's just pasta, right? I added some shrimp, actually. I added some, like, frozen shrimp, so there was, like, a bit of protein. But, yeah. This really is, like, a... difficult. Well, it wasn't that difficult. I'm just foolish. Hopefully I can be less foolish with my other recipes. But... I think if I want to make those recipes, I need to not be streaming, unfortunately. But that is okay. Because I will be seeing you on Sunday. I'll be seeing you on Sunday, and we will Katamari, and we will be rolling. And we will roll. Yeah. 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 So, I will be ending stream, I think. It is time to say thank you, bye-bye. But I will see you on Sunday. And I will see you at Chooser Kai, which is next week. I'll be seeing you before then, too. I'll also be seeing you on Mahjong Monday. Ooh, she's graduating. I'm graduating for like a day. I'm graduating for like 1 day. Then I'm ungraduating. You know? Do I need to treat like every time I like stop streaming for like 2 days? Do I have to is this a hiatus? Do I have to like every time I like don't stream for a couple days, I have to be like hiatus, and then I'm like every time I come back. Like, was today a return stream from my 2-day hiatus where I just wasn't streaming? Okay, so I'm gonna be taking a 1-day hiatus. I'm not streaming tomorrow, and then I'll have my grand return stream on Sunday where I will play Katamari. This is how we're doing things now. So, thank you for being here. Thank you for being nice and good. This is a YouTube stream, and I don't have anybody to raid into, so you will have to go find another streamer out of your own volition. But I will see you on Sunday. And I will say thank you, bye-bye. And I will end this stream somehow. Presumably by going to the waiting screen and doing this. Thank you, bye-bye. No, wait, no, it's the cool end card. Not the waiting screen. Where am I going? Cool end card. Look at it. Boy!